Hello, this is Rachel Reisner from Cats and Hamsters. I'm here to talk about the Catit LED flower fountain. Just as a note, I am wearing a face mask, so I am going to sound a bit muffled. I did film something earlier the other day, so I may actually try to do something fancy and splice this in with the other video, although there was one or two mishaps that happened during that video, so I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen. But anyway, I thought I would try this again to see if I could do it in one take. Unfortunately, I don't have my notes with me, so I'm just kind of doing it off the top of my head, so hopefully I remember everything. So first thing I did want to point out, I'm not quite sure what's causing this white film on the fountain. Maybe it's hard water deposits or something, I'm not quite sure, because I have been washing this fountain every day for the past several days. So I'm not quite sure what's causing that. I have a feeling that I'll probably be able to get out. I'm going to ask the client if I can scrub it down with some vinegar and water. Oftentimes that will help with hard water deposits. But we'll see, because I have been scrubbing it out with the scrubber every day, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Anyway, anyway, so to get on with it, is that this is the Catit LED flower fountain, and I've already reviewed the Catit flower fountain, which is green, but this one is blue, and it has it lights up with the soft blue light, which I will demonstrate later on. There's a couple other features as well that make it different than the Catit flower fountain. So this is the LED flower fountain. The other one is just the flower fountain. So first up, it's very similar. It has this white, the yellow and the white parts, the petals, which is so the water gets forced up through the bubbler and comes down here. You can actually adjust the water streams and also just the settings as well by, you can take out this yellow part. I had trouble taking this out the other day, but it's not hard. It just comes right out. So you can either have it with the yellow part, without the yellow part, or without the white part, and just have the water bubbling up like that. It just depends on what your cat likes. Another thing is, let me just put this back together and see, it's easier because I'm using two hands now. The other time I was just using one hand. So it just goes back together, and you have to make sure that the little things line up on the bottom, which they are. So another thing is you can also control how long the water streams are. So say if your cat likes to drink out of the water faucet, you can have this up a little bit higher like that, and the water streams will be a bit longer. Or you can have it pushed down a little bit more and the water streams will be shorter. So that's a nice feature. Another thing that's different about this water fountain is that it has 6 water pockets, like here. Kind of reminds me of like a painter's palette, but the design is meant to help you in case of like a power outage, or say if the fountain is connected to an outlet that's controlled by a switch and someone accidentally turns off the switch, which means that the cat, the water isn't going to be bubbling up. These water pockets will catch the water as it goes down, so that the cat will have access to the water in these little pockets. One thing though is that I do recommend, if you didn't know already, I'm a professional pet sitter, so I do recommend with my clients to have an alternate water source when they have bubbler style water fountains like this, so that if the water does, if the power does go out, or as I had mentioned, if someone accidentally flicks the wrong switch and they're still home and it cuts off power to the water fountain, the cat will still have access to water if you have like an extra bowl of water. But I mean, the water pockets will hold a little bit of water, but it's not like it's like a full cup of water, it's just a little bit of water. But I guess it's better than nothing, so I do like that aspect of this design. So I guess I'll take it apart, and then like I usually do in these videos. So this comes off, and everything just comes off very easily. I do like the Catit designs of the water fountains. It's very sturdy and well made. So this comes off as well. And here you can see this is a, what's it called? A triple action water filter, and it is replaceable. The manufacturer says that it's should be replaced every 3 to 4 weeks. In my experience with what I've seen from clients' homes, it generally has, replaceable water fountain fillers generally have to be replaced roughly every 2 weeks. Just because you'll notice that it starts getting discolored, it'll start getting slimy. It catches lots of really gross things that you can rinse it off, of course, when you wash your water fountain, and you should be regularly washing your water fountain maybe every other day or so. Some people wash it every day. But it's meant to be replaced. It's not meant to last forever. So you do have to factor in that expense, and also just make sure that you replace it when it needs to be replaced. This triple action water filter has this sort of like cotton mesh to catch lint and cat fur and bugs and things. And then inside there is activated charcoal to help reduce odors. And also there was, I think it's like some ion thing or something. I'd have to check, and I can put it in the description as well to help soften hard water. So with this triple action replaceable water filter, you do have to soak it in water, cold water, for about 10 minutes when you take it out of the package. And then also make sure you rinse it off very well. Oftentimes people who get this particular type of fountain with a filter like this report getting suds, like bubbles in their water, and it's probably because they didn't rinse out the filter enough when they got it out of the package. So that's just one thing to remember with this particular triple action water filter for the Catit flowering fountain, that it does need to be soaked and rinsed well before your first use. So that's that. And there's this one. And see how it has a very nice level right here, so you know how high to fill the water. And the capacity for this water fountain is 3 liters, which is quite a lot of water actually. And inside we have the motor, and this is just your standard motor. So it comes apart like this, and I guess the different thing about this one is this is clear. Usually this would be black. And this comes out, but actually I don't have I was able to do it yesterday, but then I trimmed my nails last night, and now I can't do it. But anyway, you can take it out. I don't have anything with me right now to actually pry it open, but actually one of my viewers gave me a tip, and that was to use the nail file from a pair of nail clippers, human nail clippers, because it's not sharp, it's just about the right size to pry it open, and that's a safe way of doing it. So this comes out as well. It's just held in by a magnet. You can just pull it out. And what it is you just use a pipe cleaner and maybe a small toothbrush to just really scrub everything with dish soap. And my cat friend is getting the zoomies. So then this just goes back inside, goes back in too, goes in the bottom, and it's held in place by this here, which pops out, and this comes out too. So you can also scrub this as well when you're cleaning it. And then it just pops back in. So I'm going to reassemble it as well, so you can see what it looks like. So there we go, it's in there. It's got this handy little gauze, so you don't have to guess where to put it. Also on this like reservoir basin, I do like that you can tell where the water level is here, so that if you do let the water run a little bit lower, you can see inside and see how low it is. Although again, I would recommend washing your water fountain maybe every other day or so, because I think a common misconception that people have about their water fountains is that they think that it's self-cleaning, and I know that they exist, but I haven't encountered any self-cleaning water fountains myself. The water fountains that I've seen of all different models have had to been cleaned, manually cleaned. So I think people just assume that since they have filters in them that the filter somehow cleans itself, but yeah, it's a myth. You have to do it yourself. Okay, so there, and then it goes back in. So there you go, it's all assembled. And so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to fill it up so that you can see what it looks like when it's plugged in, because it's very pretty. I think it's very soothing. I may try to fast forward this part when I'm editing the video, but if I'm unable to do that, I'll just babble on and on. Babble, babble, babble. So I do like water fountains because water fountains, they can help encourage cats to drink more water, which is very important for cats' overall health and to help prevent kidney disease and other urinary tract infections. Okay, so it's a little higher than the gauge, or a little bit. Okay, so here I filled it up to the gauge, so you can see it's right at the water level. You can also see inside there. So now I'm going to plug it in. Although maybe I'll, I'll plug it in and then I'll turn off the lights so you can see what it looks like when the lights are off. And I do like that it, yeah, there you go. So you can see this is at the low setting, but you can raise up the level a little bit so that the streams are a little bit longer. So say if your cat really likes drinking out of a water faucet, this might help encourage them to use the water fountain instead. So again, you can take off this yellow part, so you can have it like that, so it bubbles up in the middle, or you can take out the white part, and then it's just a bubbler. So it just depends on how you like doing it. Usually I like because you have to line this up a little bit, although again, it's not difficult, it just pops right in. I like to do that separately and then put it in. I think this cat, I don't think she minds, but I like looking at the longer stream. So I'm going to turn off the light now so you can see what it looks like. Oh, that, I keep using the wrong switches. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, it has a nice gentle glow. I have, there's another light. Oh wait, maybe I can turn it off too. Okay, so as you can see, it's a nice gentle glow, which I think is great because, first of all, for yourself, when you're walking around your house at night, you're not going to bump into it and spill water all over the place. So that's good for you. And also, if you have kids and they like having nightlights around everywhere, then it's like another nightlight. It's also really great for cats, especially older cats who may be losing their night vision. And sometimes they get confused at night, so they may not be able to find the water fountain when they want to drink. And so this will help them find the water fountain because they, sometimes with the older cats, you do need to put night lights around or keep a light on for them because otherwise they have trouble. They have trouble and they may get lost or they may get scared. So having a light on with the cat water fountain is, I think it's great because it's a win-win and it looks very pleasant too. It's like a gentle light, so it's not super bright, but it looks cool and futuristic. Okay, I'm going to turn the lights back on again. Okay, so let's see, I'm trying to think of what else I like to say about this. I mean, one of the reasons why I do these videos on cat water fountains is that I just think it's very, I think a lot of people are just afraid of washing their cat water fountains because they're worried they're going to break it. But just remember that they're all designed to be taken apart and washed regularly. They're not self-cleaning, and they're designed to be taken apart and washed so that they're not going to break. Catit is a very good company. It's very sturdy and well made, so I never had any problems with it myself. It's very sturdy. The plastic is thick, you know, it's not going to break apart in your hands. And even taking these things apart and on, I mean, I don't see any wear in it at all. And it's very important to just make sure that your cat water fountain is clean, because if you have a dirty cat water fountain, first of all, you paid good money for this water fountain. This particular water fountain, I think it's $39.99 Canadian on Amazon.ca. And then the replaceable water filters, I think if you buy 5 water filters, I think it's roughly $19.99. I think that's their package deal for 5. So say if you're changing the water filter every like 2 to 3 weeks, you would need roughly, let's say 20 water filters a year. So you can do the math on that. But so you're paying good money for a beautiful water fountain like this. So you want to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and that's providing clean, fresh water to your cat. So you want to make sure that you're using, that your replaceable water filter is replaced when it needs to be replaced, and that you're keeping the water fountain itself clean. So as I had mentioned, sometimes when you get, maybe if you've neglected it, or it, for whatever reason, or it's got like hard water deposits, or maybe some mildew, usually you can use like some warm water and vinegar and just scrub it with a scrub brush, and usually it comes right off. Generally I just use dish soap if necessary, or but vinegar, I know it does have a strong smell, but it washes right off. Just make sure that you rinse it thoroughly before you reassemble it and put water in it again for the cat. Because if you do, when cats drink out of dirty water dishes or dirty water fountains, they're drinking through all that biofilm and bacteria that's been developing and breeding in the water fountain, because it's not self-cleaning. And so all of that buildup of dirt, food, fur, hair, bacteria, because they're drinking directly from it, so there's saliva involved, bugs, mildew, all of that can contribute to health issues with your cat. And then that leads to your cat becoming sick, and then expensive vet bills. So it's not too hard. I know it's not the easiest, you know, it's not like it's no effort at all. But the cleaner you keep your water fountain, the easier it is to clean it. The longer you neglect your water fountain and wait in between cleanings, the harder it's going to be to clean it. The hard water deposits are going to be thicker, and there's just going to be more disgusting, slimy sludge that you have to clean out. But if you clean it regularly, say every other day, or even every 3 days or so, it's going to be much easier to clean it up, and it's going to take much less time. So I do hope that these videos help to encourage people to properly maintain their water fountains, so that they're working properly and that their cats have access to clean, fresh water. Another important thing is that even though the capacity of this water fountain is 3 liters, and it's quite a lot, and you can see this gauge, so you can see if the water level is getting low. Make sure, this is very important, that the water level doesn't get too low, because if there's not enough water to go through the motor, the little black thing at the bottom, then that motor is going to run and run, and it could overheat and die, and then you have to buy a new motor, which is going to add to your costs. So I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching. I'd appreciate your comments. Please like, subscribe, and share if you liked it. Again, I'm always constantly learning from my clients and from my viewers. As I'd mentioned, that tip that one of my viewers had given me about getting out the, I think it's called the little propeller thing inside. It's called something. I should look at that term. But it was a helpful tip, and I really appreciated it. So keep them coming. Thank you again for watching. Again, this is Rachel Reisner from Cats and Hamsters, and this was the Catit LED flower fountain. Oh, and also thank you to my clients who gave me permission to make this video as well. Okay, bye.